Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. Espresso here in S3, and we've got a beautiful recipe for you. Stand by, okay? Because Chef Clem has got the weekend started for us. You know, then they say, it's Friday then, it's also Chef Clem. It's the vibe. I know, you're welcome. So he's back in the house to show you how to build the perfect savoury tart. You can use some ready-made pastry, layer it with fried exotic tomatoes, a cream filling, a beautiful cascade of a lot of cheese, and then, of course, popping it in the oven and removing it to the beautiful delight of your guests. That is an idea for you. Chef Clem, I'm ready for you to start the tart, because you make it look like an art.
Wow.
What's up, man?
Wow.
Let's go.
Amazing.
I know, I know.
It's just on it. Okay, so let's talk about this. We're gonna do a tomato tart, okay?
Yes.
Super simple, super easy.
It's just tomato and pastry, right?
And a royale.
A royale. Ooh.
Custard. I'm being fancy.
Hello
it's Friday. There. Okay, and you're gonna make the royale for me. Royale.
I would like to make the royale.
Okay, so you've got some free-range eggs. Can you add the other 2 eggs in there for me, please?
No problem.
And you got some cream?
I've got cream here, indeed.
Eggs, cream, together is a royale.
Royale. Is that it?
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
Then you got some seasoning, salt and pepper, which you can add there as well. So I'm kind of like treating this. Everything in my mind right now is gearing up to like an amazing weekend of braaiing. Okay?
I can tell.
You can tell. It's true. So where does this fit in?
Yes.
This is what you give your guests when they come in.
Oh, you see, that makes sense, man.
It does. Because we spoke about this. We spoke about this. Those people that braai for like hours and hours and hours and hours, and then
I've rehabilitated since, so I now plan my meals properly. I don't actually make you wait for certain things, because now the cold temperatures, that's how you plan your braai. Because you know, when you got the super hot coals, that's what you do. But the thing is, the key is to make sure that you have 2 sides to your story. So what you do is you make sort of 2 fires, so to speak. And if you've got like a nice little braai area, I'm going to suggest, right, the one side needs to be your super hot fire. The other one you make a lot earlier, so the coals are down for your white meats. So that way, everything cooks at the same time. I'm just an idea, if you are braaiing this weekend, just to make sure that there are 2 sort of ideas for you. And people are not going to wait for the chicken to last, and then you want to rush it, and then you give them beautifully cooked chicken on the outside, beautifully pink and succulent on the inside.
Pink
yeah, it's not
chicken.
A good, yeah, exactly.
Wow,
it happens.
that's a great way to lose weight. It's salmonella right there, boom,
exactly.
10 kgs down.
And
but
that's
we're not going to do that.
That's what happens to people. I'm telling you, they do it too fast.
So let's talk about this. We're going to do these tomatoes, and they're beautiful. It's exotic tomatoes. We're using the rosa, 3 R's.
Rosa.
Rosa.
You have to go rosa.
You have to.
Almost like a motorbike. Rosa.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Cool.
Then we got the exotic tomatoes.
Yes.
And the Bella tomatoes.
The Bella.
Do they taste different? Yes, they do.
I have tasted each one of those. What I like about the exotic tomatoes, right, the green ones have a beautiful sort of, it's like a savory note to it, because it's not that sweet. And I enjoy that as well. And I think with the balance of the tomatoes, like the rosa tomato is very sweet for me.
Very sweet.
And then you've got those greens that come into there. And now you're thinking, oh my word, there's a balance of flavor happening. And they're just from tomatoes. It's sensational.
It is, absolutely.
Chef, all the cream.
All the cream, why not?
Okay.
So then we're going to go in with the yellows. Some of them you can halve, and some of them you keep whole. It's kind of nice. So as you're busy eating the tart, you find a little pocket of tomato and it pops in your mouth, you know?
Oh, yes, please.
And this is a great one because, okay, biting into hot tomato, no. Don't do that. But this one, I actually serve this tart at room temperature, and it's delicious. It's really great. So again, you make this ahead of time, so when your guests come through, it's done. I love your royale.
My royale is getting there. It's like rumbling, like the rosa royale.
Pan's starting to do its thing. I can hear it sizzling a little bit.
I like the sizzle.
The sizzle. It's a light. It's a subtle sizzle.
So with regard to, you're not preparing your tomatoes, you're just making sure that they are raw so that the natural flavors and sugars are coming out of them. Because I know that some people like preparing their tomatoes a bit more, and they would kind of do a little bit of a preparation with some sugar and to try and make it a bit sweeter. But of course, what we're doing is we're trying to bring out the natural flavor of the tomatoes.
You can use sugar if you want to. You can use some garlic in there if you want to. I mean, I would at home add about 15 cloves of garlic to this. Garlic, you know, it makes everything amazing.
A sprig of this, a sprig of that.
So definitely let that do its thing. Then while that's happening, let's talk about phyllo pastry.
Do you want the season the royale?
Please, always. That's the most important thing. So here's the thing about, and this is intentional, we did this for you today. So when people buy phyllo pastry, and then they manhandle it, because obviously it lives in the freezer, and then when it comes out the freezer, they either chuck it in the microwave, which is horrible because you're going to destroy it immediately, you can't use it anymore, or they just start working with it too rough, and then they break it. So what I said, I was like, Kelly, today's your day. I actually want you to break it. So I can tell people, when you break your phyllo pastry like this, if it's a nice clean break, don't panic. Don't panic.
Okay.
Because you're going to layer the sheets of pastry anyway. So you want a few small pieces to get into the little nooks of the pie dish that you're using. So the most important thing is when you're working with phyllo pastry, it dries out like so fast. So when you're working with it, have a damp cloth on the side.
Yeah.
Clean, obviously.
Yes.
And then keep it covered.
Okay, okay, right. So you're trying to get as much moisture retained in the sheets as possible.
Absolutely.
And obviously, moisture speaks to flexibility, and flexibility is what you need to make sure you're shaping it.
Professor,
I got it.
Professor.
I'm just trying to make it happen there. That's all. What do you need me to do,
melted
Chef?
butter. As I place them down, you give them a brush. Okay?
All right.
And be rustic. Don't come with like fancy little neat edges. You want little jagged edges like that.
So you want to brush this, Chef?
Go for it.
Okay, ready to go.
And you can add about like 3 layers. You can 3 layers is good. It's a nice amount of crunch in there, but you can go more if you really like pastry.
Go for it. Jump in with pastry.
There we go.
The great thing is that we do have a bit of a recap for you in case you're not following all the steps, because I mean we're having fun here and we may be forgetting about certain elements, but do not worry, we're going to make sure that all of them are...
Wow.
Well, I mean, I just think that I'm having fun. I mean, the royal is over here. I see there's Parmigiano Reggiano.
The elements are happening. Okay, cool. So, then, we've got our tomatoes going beautifully.
I love it when you start revving up. I love it when you start going faster. That's my favorite time, where I'm like, Chef, 30 seconds! And then you gooi.
Then I gooi.
Yes.
Can I gooi?
Go for it.
There we go.
Go for it.
In goes your royale.
Royale's in. And what this is going to happen, well, so obviously the eggs in there, that's going to be the stabilizer. So as it cooks through, it's going to make sure that the entire tart remains together and fixed and good. Oh, then tomatoes are coming in. Hello, are those okay to go straight into that mixture?
You can let them cool down, but if you're going to go straight into the oven, it's fine.
No problem.
Them in there, pop them in the oven, and then, here we go. Parmigiano
Reggiano.
It goes in. You can even add some of this to your royale to get extra flavor.
Yes.
It goes into the oven. I'm going to bring it over here. Can I bring it over here?
Yeah, bring it. Bring it. Here we go. And if you want to do it, woolworths.co.za, we have worked on the recipe all night. We didn't sleep because we want you to get this right, impress your family. A little ending of Parmigiano Reggiano on the top there. And that is a fantastic tart. Don't forget the start. It could be an art. And if it's not yet, watch this recap. Thanks, Chef Clem.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.